Everything is holy right now, already. Couple of things. This is my maiden voyage. I have never used a clicker for,
I bless you.
It's on. Thank you for blessing me. So on my slides, I'm going to be clicking. So good luck, Eileen. All right. Also, I have to tell you, this is funny. Somebody said to me this morning when they came in, you know what, Reverend Eileen, you're not going to have to worry about anything you say. With this new carpeting and kind of the smell of it, everybody's going to be on a high. So, with that in mind, we're all in this together, right? Yeah. Albert Einstein said, there are two ways to live life. One, as though everything is a miracle, or two, as if everything is a miracle. Nothing is a miracle. I did it wrong. No. Let me do this again. My husband said to me, make sure you take your time. I took so much time I did it wrong. Here we go. Albert Einstein, he said, there are two ways to live life. One, as though nothing is a miracle, or as though everything is a miracle. Yeah, thank you. Oh, I've been thinking about it all week, and I was thinking, yeah, so much. Life encompasses so much, and we're talking, this is the last Sunday, we're going to be talking about, the power of life, because we're going to a new one next month. So I've been thinking about it all week, and I thought, Jesus said, I bring you life, and I bring it abundantly. And then all of a sudden I thought, abundance is the miracle. The miracles that are happening all the time in our lives. That's our abundance. And so, your presence is powerful in life because you are a miracle. And so with our first slide, that one I didn't have to do, the rest I do. Okay. Presence is vibrational evidence of life. Vibration is everywhere. Everything is vibrating. And all of us are vibrating differently. We don't all vibrate the same. God is evidence of that life everywhere and in everything. Omnipresence. Our divine identity is the presence of a miracle. And we recognize someone's presence, their life essence, not only physically, but we listen to the quality of their voice. We listen to the feeling tone. There's a sense that there's something more than just the physical. And in meditation this morning, I wanted you to not only be in the present moment, but to feel your presence, your energy, your vibration. You are an unrepeatable, one-of-a-kind presence in this life. So to sum up the month on the power of life, right? We're going to talk about eternal life, miracles in life, which you're going to hear through the whole talk, and treat yourself to life, okay? So life is divine origin. Life is eternal. It's indestructible. In keeping with thermodynamics, energy cannot be created or destroyed. Although invisible and non-material, evidence of life can be sensed. And that's a miracle. Did it work? Yay! Okay. Life as a principle and spiritual ability is not to be confused with human life, because life is eternal, which means it always has been, it is now, and it always will be. But the human body is a different story. We can be threatened, we can be compromised, depleted, or exhausted. Whereas life, the principle and power, is indestructible. life cannot be diminished. Life continually renews. It expresses as vitality, presence, and animation. And that's a miracle. Here at Unity, our celebrations of life, our memorial services, are here to remind people that come to the person that they're celebrating lived a life that was really well lived. And they're celebrating life after physical life, that life goes on, that soul carries on in a realm that we cannot see, but we can sense. We persist after the experience of physical death. And I want to share something with you that happened a couple of months ago. We've had two celebrations of life, and I'm in the middle of this celebration of life talking about what the family had told me, that this woman was really powerful and she made a lot of changes in people's lives, and I'm going on, and all of a sudden there was this huge clap of thunder. And everybody was like, including me, I went, oh my God. I just talked about we sense somebody after they're gone. And then this man in the back goes, she's here. She's with us. And I had to get control of myself. And then I said, yeah, she sure wanted her presence known today. Life after life. Everybody laughed and we went on. But that was a moment, I'll tell you. Charles Fillmore, our co-founder of Unity, says this: the first step in the realization of life is always to know that God is life, abundant, omnipresent, eternal. And the second step is to make positive connection with God by declaring oneness with it. There it is again. Miracles in our life. The miracle of us making a positive connection with God, declaring our oneness with life. Unity was founded on affirmative prayer back in the late 1800s. New thought. Affirmative prayer. Not prayer where we're begging, but instead where we are connecting with God. Nature. How we connect in nature. There was a gentleman who came here yesterday on campus looking for something that he had left last Sunday. And he said, I come here all the time to be present in nature. I don't come to your church all the time. I looked sad when he said that. And I said, but I'll still find what it is that you lost. And he said, I love to sit at the gazebo. I just love to be here. I love to be connected with God. How about new life? How about a brand new baby? I just became a great aunt this past week, and to see that new life, that connection of God, everything is a miracle. Everything is holy, as we heard this morning from Amy and Jesse. Everything is of God. So I was thinking, let me just look at the definition of miracle. So I thought it was a slide, but it's not. Okay. A surprising or unexpected but welcomed event or development with welcomed consequences to be considered the work of divine action. Webster said that. That got me really excited. So I thought, you know what? A lot of times we think it's Jesus performs all the miracles, but we perform miracles constantly. All we have to do is look at something differently, and it's a miracle for us, isn't it? Jesus said, I come to do good. I'm just paraphrasing away here. But the good that I do is just the beginning, because you will do even more. He's talking about us, all of us, and the miracle of life that we are. Divine action is answered prayer, a new baby, a new planting growing, the breeze blowing on us, feeling that presence, not only of God, but our presence in that presence. Last week, Jesse mentioned, was that last week, Jesse? No, that was 2 weeks ago, yeah. Jesse mentioned present moment miracles in his talk. And he said, I am the present. I am enough. And Amy did an open-eyed meditation where we looked at our hands and we were able to see all the lines in those hands, what they mean, how we use these hands for everything. Miracles abound. I want to share an experience with you that I had a couple of years ago, but I want you to listen for how many miracles you hear in this experience. And I'm going to ask you after. There's no right or wrong. We hear what we hear. It's fine. But I want you to just get an idea of everything is a miracle. Okay. Several years ago, I did emotional intelligence and life empowerment coaching. And I'll never forget the client that came to me and wanted to get over his problem with his wife. Oh. Please know something. Coaching is not psychological counseling, okay? It is actually taking a person from where they are to where they would like to be, helping them unlock the answers within them by asking them the right questions. So I thought to myself, oh boy, he has a problem with his wife. Okay. All right. He began sharing the problem with me. He and his wife were retired, and he was bored stiff at home all day long because she spends all of her time out in her flower garden. And she's out there pulling weeds, digging up the dirt, and he said, and this thing she calls deadheading, where she's taking off all the deadheads from these flowers. And he said, I don't know what to do about it. I can't get her out of the garden, and I'm not attracted to flowers. I'm really not. And she has one big patch that she does, and those flowers are the plainest flowers I've ever seen. Well, I'm trying to relate to him because I think flowers are beautiful, right? So I go, okay. To help him understand his wife's love for flowers, I asked him if he would be willing during the week to pick that flower that he finds the least pretty. He said, okay, I'll do it. And I said, please sit outside. Take in the breeze, come in the present moment, let God in, don't make any judgments on your wife or the flower. And he said, well, flowers just don't turn me on. And I said, go get turned on. And he said, okay, I will. He came back the next week a different man. He said, I picked the one that I least liked. And he said, I looked and I looked at it. And when I looked down into that flower, and I don't even know what flower it was. He couldn't tell me, he didn't bring it with him, so that was that. But he said, when I looked down inside, I saw yellow. I saw browns. I saw different shades of blue. And he said, there was such a delicateness to it. However, there was a sturdiness. And with that, he got tears in his eyes, and he said, my wife is delicate, and she's also sturdy. I know why she likes being in her garden. Yeah, it was really sweet. It was really sweet. He said, I think what I'm going to do now is see if I can spend some time with her in her garden and try to enjoy the flowers. Now, how many miracles did you hear? Too many? Who wants to take it? Yes, Gary. How many? Oh, yeah.
Well, then he came back a second time. That was a miracle.
Okay, yeah. I think he needs some coaching. Very good. How many others, Gary?
3 others.
Oh, 3 others. You heard 3 others. Somebody else? 5? 10, or I'll go for 10, whatever. But isn't it amazing how many miracles were in there? The miracle that he was even willing to say, yes, I'll do it. That was a miracle. That was a change in his perception. Miracles are all around us. However, if you don't have control over your mouth, you will not have control over your future. To get the most out of life, you have to learn how to handle your thoughts. Your power in life is the use of your mind and emotions. Think about that. It can only work through you. You have to work it. It can be there, but you have to work it. And guess what? When you work it, miracles happen because you become the thinker with an openness to miracles. Great ideas come. When those come, they can be endless, but they're miracles that are within you that make the possibilities happen. And sometimes we get so excited that we don't control our mouths, and then life gets to be upside down and inside out. So we want to treat ourself to life. Treat yourself to life. What does that mean? You have to keep an open mind. Not get caught up in the mundane of life, the daily routine that absorbs us a lot of times with petty, tiresome, disconcerting thoughts. It leads to us making up stories about ourselves, about others, and it really causes unhappiness. Don't take things personally. Not everyone thinks about you as much as you think about you. Okay? Yeah. Do you realize how much you think about you? Your ego is right there in your ear telling you all the time, oh, she just walked by me and didn't even smile. Oh my God. Oh my God. Somebody just left church while I'm talking. 2 people, as a matter of fact, and I know both of them. Okay, so I can take offense from that. I can take that personally. We do that. We spend all that time doing that instead of being who we are, right? Remember back at the beginning of the month when I talked about the Hoover Dam and how that was the blockage that helped the Colorado River not flood. But it would open and close and let the Colorado River in. That energy was so powerful, it needed a dam to hold it back. We have the same issues going on. We have a Hoover Dam in us that holds back our positive, wonderful energy because something comes up, it upsets us, and instead of meeting that blockage head on and saying, oh, there's a reminder of something from my past, I really don't want to run my life. Or we skirt around it and we bury it until it comes up again. And then we don't realize that the ego is there to help us either diminish or make it bigger. But it serves as a reminder that we are not the blockage. We are not the mundane. Eternal life is now, not when we leave our bodies. It's right now. We're living that. And we're asked to wake up to possibilities in our lives and not let those blockages stop us from knowing who we are. Maya Angelou says, if you're always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be. Right? What is normal? You know? Anyway, life gets boring when we keep ourselves within these limits, which is why I said, I've never done this before. I want to be unlimited. There are endless possibilities in my life. Even though I'm an old dog, I can be taught new tricks. And I said, I'm going to do that this week. And listen, I have copies for you in the back of church even, so you can take them with you. Right. So anyway, to get back to Maya Angelou, when we think we need to be perfect, we don't allow anything to come in, do we? We're too busy worrying we're going to make a mistake, we're not going to look good, we're not going to sound good. And when we get into that perfectionistic state, we think it's normal. That's the way I've been all my life, so I'm just going to keep being that. We are not allowing ourselves to be amazing. We are not allowing ourselves to be human, to make mistakes, to do things, to learn from them, and to grow from them. And life gets boring when you stay that way. Let's open ourselves up to something new. Treat yourself to life. Never be afraid to try something new. You are amazing. And that's how you evolve. And that's another miracle, right? Last week, Reverend Joe said, if you choose to evolve, you will connect with the strength within you, you will explore life, get out of your comfort zone, awaken to love, you will become the life you want, you will have everything you need. So with an open mind, you're able to be in the creative process, God. And we can focus our thoughts and feelings on what we want in our lives in order to live life to the fullest. We are in charge of our own happiness, nobody else. Happiness is in here, it's an inside job. It determines by how we use our consciousness, what we do, not by our environment. That's pleasure. Our possessions, our social activities, our hopes, everything, that's pleasure. That gets tiresome after a while. That new car's great for the first couple of months, and then it's not a new car anymore. It doesn't even smell like a new car anymore. Okay, pleasure. Happiness is something in here. The currency of life is divine ideas, the limitless possibilities that we either stop or set in motion. The dreams that you give to life live in you, through you. That's how we live God. So, just to keep going on that, happiness knows no limits. It's always present. Right now, happiness is present. Right now, we're in charge of that happiness. And so, I'm doing pretty good with this. I'm having fun. Okay. I just created a monster here in this church. Oh, you have to grasp hold of yourself and take note of the things in life that you want to be grateful for. When you spend time being grateful, you lose track of any lack in your life. It just doesn't go together. It doesn't compute. So the more that you're able to actually be grateful for everything, every miracle in your life, everything in your life. If you don't focus on your problems and make them stepping stones for something greater for you, you have brought through yourself another miracle. Treat yourself to life, a life worth living. A life of joy, of fun, adventure, being in the present moment. We are then the living presence of God in form, physically. And we are ready for action, aren't we? Huh? Yes. Wake up, everybody. Your vitality, your happiness shines brightly. And have you ever met somebody who they are so happy that you see that light shining through them, that light is always present and they want to bring joy and happiness? Yeah, they're in touch with their wholeness. And sometimes we lose sight of that wholeness. We have to look through our spiritual eyes to realize who we are. So no matter what's going on in your life, whether it's health issues, whether it's money issues, whether it's loss of a relationship or loss of a loved one, we are called to keep evolving into the person that we were created to be. No matter how much life seems to hurt, your gift of vitality will help you look back and realize that your struggles actually, I'm putting that word in, changed your life, made your life even better. Why? Because as you went through that situation that seemed endless at the time, you were wiser, smarter, brighter, stronger for that experience. Another miracle. There's a poem written by a 13th century poet. His name is Rumi, and I'm sure you've heard of him, and I want to share it with you. The breezes at dawn have secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you really want. Don't go back to sleep. People are going back and forth across the doorsill where the two worlds touch. The door is round and open. Don't go back to sleep. Einstein says there's two ways to live life. I want to live it as if everything in it is a miracle. Would you like to join me in that? Okay, then if you would, the next slide, I would like us to read together. Now we're going to read it with, what, Dave? Gusto. Okay, so I rejoice in life. I rejoice in these times in which I live. I behold the goodness and the riches of life. I am the mind and love of God in complete expression right now, this present moment. I know that my intelligence is a part of God. Life is good. I won't go back to sleep. Yay! All right. Very good. Very good.